Hey guys, Zeb Crawford here, COO of NuEthix Formulations. Welcome to the first episode of XYZ. Each time I'm going to interview a different member of the NuEthix team. It could be leadership team, could be our social media crew, or it could be a sponsored athlete that we have. For this first episode, I'm super excited to have Team NuEthix sponsored athlete, Emmy-nominated actor, and Emmy-winning TV host, Cameron Mathison. Cameron, thank you so much for joining me on this first episode of XYZ. I know you've been a super valued member of our team since last September, and I'm sure our followers will appreciate getting to know you a bit better. So thanks again for coming on here.
Well, you got it. Absolutely. It's good to kind of actually talk right to your face. We've been on the phone. We've been doing all these different things, and one day we'll actually meet in person too, but one day real soon.
Yes, we will. I mean, we are working on that, and that is a goal of ours because I want to see you, I want to see the whole team. I want us to all hang out, work out, just be able to, talk and not have to do it via Zoom. And I'm looking forward to that. But as long as you're cool with it, I'm going to run through some questions here. I think this will be great for, again, our followers, just to get a better idea of who we are as a team, who we are as a company, and then who individually we each are and kind of what we stand for and, how our products kind of work with each of us. So if you don't mind, I'm just going to go through here and ask you a few questions.
Yeah, let's do it.
Can you walk me through a typical day's exercise routine?
Yeah, well, I guess, it sort of changes a little bit, but basically I have my, I exercise mostly. I use weights. I love working out. I love lifting. I'm of the type that I have to kind of work to kind of keep the weight on, keep the muscle. I'm also a little older than some of the other sponsored athletes at NuEthix. So, it's a little tougher to keep that muscle mass on. So, I do a 4 days a week lifting. I try to do light cardio throughout the week, things like walking or yoga. And then every once in a while, I'll throw in a little bit more of an intense cardio situation. But how I break up my muscle groups changes, depends on my goal. But right now I'm kind of doing legs one day. I'm kind of doing back and triceps, mixing it up a little bit, and chest, shoulders, biceps. And like I said, I do 4 days on in the week with 2 days on, 2 days off, 2 days on, 1 day off.
All right. Awesome. Now with that, what type of diet do you usually stick to?
Man, I've tried them all. I mean, I'm like literally the guy. I'm like one living research specimen where I've done like super low carb. I've done vegan. I've done vegetarian. I've done carnivore. I've tried them all. I've done the Atkins diet back in the day. All of them literally. And it's interesting because they all have some merit to them. But what I found is that for me, what works best for me, and it's always very, very individual. Generally, I like to eat balanced, real, whole food. I know, shocking, right? Like it's brain surgery here. Where on my workout days, I'll have my macros a little bit higher carbs on those days. It's taken me a while to kind of get carb acclimated, to kind of get them into my system a little bit because I was so low carb for so long, but it was actually causing a lot of stress on my body. I didn't realize. So working those back in. And so, yeah, on my workout days, my carbs are a little bit higher. On my rest days, I keep those a little bit lower, moderate to high protein. And, if I'm lower in carbs, I kind of boost the fat up a little bit for the fuel. But generally, just real food, good quality, stuff that I can make, stuff that I can prep at home. I don't like, so for me, my number one struggle in my health journey is gut health. It's what continues to kind of plague me, and I've made unbelievable strides, and I'm doing great. I'm getting there. But processed food, anything quick, anything like too easy to eat has never really worked well with my gut. It causes a lot of distension and a lot of discomfort. So just real food, good quality carbohydrates. I try to get organic as much as I can, grass-fed beef if I'm eating beef, and then, of course, loaded with some supplements, which I'm sure we're going to get to.
Awesome. Yeah, I was going to say that leads right into our next question. I love that you talked on gut health. And I know that's always been, some of our key products that you use. So with that said, how do you incorporate our products into your fitness and diet routine?
It's interesting because I knew obviously we'd be talking about this today. So I was kind of going through it. I wanted to kind of prepare a little bit to make sure I, just was clear. I didn't leave anything out because I'm such a believer through my own experience in NuEthix formulations that I wanted to do justice. And I kind of broke it up into 3 categories, if that's okay. Sort of diet, more performance, and then just overall health. And although all 3 are very much health related. So for me, with respect specifically to diet, Biofilm Resolve Gut Defender are 2 that I've been using pretty much nonstop for over a year now. Like I mentioned, my microbiome imbalance is way, way, way off for a long time. I've been at this for over a decade, trying to get more balance, trying to get rid of those opportunistic bacteria, trying to improve the good bacteria with literally no strides at all, no increase, no benefit for a long, long time until I started using Biofilm Resolve, which obviously kind of breaks down that biofilm that protects those opportunistic bacteria, and then hitting it with some Gut Defender, which helps kind of get rid of the lousy bacteria and stabilize the gut another way. So those are 2 main ones for me. Then again, like I mentioned to you, I'm still kind of getting used to the carbohydrate. My blood sugar can get a little high pretty easily, at times. So GDA Max is something that I use before a bigger carbohydrate meal. I typically don't use that on my rest days because my carbs are a little bit lower and I just want to kind of take a break from it. I don't want to get kind of too used to it in a sense. And then I use Utilize to help digest. So one of the aspects of having like SIBO or, a gut that's not functioning properly is you're not really kind of releasing those digested enzymes, those gut acids as well. And Utilize helps so much break down not just proteins, but also carbohydrates and fats. So those are the 3 for diet. I hope I'm not losing everybody because now I'm just going to go on to performance. Is that cool? Or do you want to jump in?
Oh, go ahead. No, I'm enjoying it because I'm very similar in same aspect. Like just like you said with GDA, I'm doing the same thing. I take it on my training days, but then I do kind of keep it out on my off training because again, my carbs are lower. So I do the exact same thing.
Nice. Okay, good. I'm on the right track. That's good news. That's good news. So specifically for performance, but also obviously for health, it's all health. I use the L-Carn, the L-Carnitine. That is obviously fantastic for helping me utilize fat as a fuel source. Metapure DS and IsoPerfect, I mix together. Those are the protein sources. One's from Peak Protein, and obviously IsoPerfect is, help me out here.
IsoPerfect is our whey protein isolate?
Yeah, whey protein. There you go. Obvious. Come on, Mathison. So I use the Metapure DS and the IsoPerfect. I also use the Metapure DS for detoxification, obviously. And then, if we're working out hard or, I got some aches and pains being 52, and I use the new Flame Defense as well. But that's just on occasion. Like everything else I've been saying, I almost use every single day, other than the GDA Max on rest days. But these are like really common for me. And then just for overall health and things that I'm working on, bloat ease. Obviously, I was talking about my gut and how easily it can get distended and feel bloated because of that microbiome issue that I've got. And I'm working on and making incredible progress on now within the last year alone. B12 with methylfolate.
Yep.
I've been using that for just getting the B vitamins in there. One of the things that I use the most is Cordy's. You might be able to tell I'm a little jacked. I run a little bit. I run a little bit hot. Burning getting those adrenals going. So keeping those cortisol levels under control. I usually take 2 in the afternoon, 2 at bedtime. Sometimes just 2 at bedtime if I've been doing it for a while or if I've had a little bit more of a relaxing day. My son uses it every single day. He's 19 years old. My wife uses it every single day. And my daughter uses it as needed for her when she's feeling a little anxious, a little bit stressed. So we go through it all the time. It's a fantastic supplement, one of the go-tos for the whole Mathison family. And then more on the detox, OptiPure for detox I use every day. And then also I use Thyro Boost, 2 pills in the morning every day.
No, that's awesome. And same thing, Cordy's that's a go-to of mine, 2 every night. And I can tell, like if I travel, take a trip, even a weekend trip, and I forget it, I can just tell my sleep and things are a little off when I don't have Cordy's. So that's
Yeah.
awesome. Your whole family is liking it. I know me, my wife, and some of my family as well. It's such a killer product.